very least.
Yeah, I think Prince should be locking away the Orianna here. That's what I would do if I was a coach on the side of Live Sandbox, but I am not, so it will be Twisted Fate. And Fate, of course, named after this champion, so he's going to pull out an old favorite. Saw Caps do it last night, or this morning, with what is happening elsewhere. However, there's some setup, especially if you have Meganar on the top side, for Croco to come in and get some ganks down in the earlier stages. In fact, every lane has some pretty okay setup, so when it comes to getting the priorities around the lane and actually allowing Croco to pop off and get some kills early.
Sure, theoretically you can make it work later on, but more prior than a man could possibly want.
Well, we're doing some biffo here on the bottom side as Bao has to cleanse. Oh my goodness, he takes so much damage as Becca's still chasing after Prince. They think that they have an opportunity to do this as Becca gets exhausted at just the right time. Tries to get on back. The flash over Prince is going to be taken. An effort steals away the first blood. It's a 1-for-1 in the end as now Becca's trying desperately to get out of this one. And you can see effort. He's lining up the headbutt, wanting to deny this. And oh dear. It was important. To me, as Kingan comes back, now looking for Summit. Pyoshik's here as well, with the same idea. There's the Onslaught of Shadows, devastating charge to bring him back, and no empowerment needed when it comes to that Shock Blast. That was a very dead Gnar. Going to be looking for any dives, I don't think. It's just going to be some plates taken down here as Pyoshik moving on by. Will actually spot Summit out here with the sweeper. Comes on over. You can see actually Teleport comes back for Kingan, and it's all the plate gold going over to Pyoshik. Interesting. I would have liked to see the Jace get a little bit more money there.
I agree. I think that Jace used it very well. Now, of course, Hackram is really, really strong, but still.
Yeah, Hop comes out. Croco looking for his opportunity. No Destiny actually utilized yet. It's 13.5 minutes into the game as there's the Onslaught of Shadows. Summit flashes out of the way, and finally the Destiny comes in. He waited for the opportune moment, and we'll be able to lock down that kill. Great interruption here on the bottom side as Effort says no to the Zenith Blade.
Pyoshik knew he was playing around that Destiny, he was going in and out, and then it wasn't used initially. Must have been like, okay, he mustn't be here, right? Because they didn't have full vision of where Fate was. Maybe your own bet.
That's just a 1v2 solo kill for Kingan. What? Maybe just didn't expect that.
Super big. Croco has Ghost, almost has Ragnarok available.
Yeah, there's the back. Maybe suboptimal timing, was wanting to make sure that Effort turned up as the Shock Blast now on cooldown. Chilling Smite comes in. There's the exhaust. Headbutt, just trying to make sure we have as much CC as possible. And, okay, we'll see whether this Undertow is going to connect. It does not! Need to get a bigger arm on that one, and they do turn away. Kingan will survive.
No Destiny Gate available for Fate, so he can join this play, and now to punish.
Yep, Solar Flare towards the bottom side is now Summit once again going to be fallen down. Having a lot of fun watching last night because I've been a Score fan for a long time, and he gets made fun of for his smites a lot. And to know that there are other teams in the world that also struggle with that is pretty cool, as Fate's going to get ganked and will be taken down. Takes him a little while, as you can see the Olaf trying to do what he can as well. Summit's going to turn up to join the party, but it's not the party that he wanted to go to. He should have definitely opted out. No RSVP should have come through there.
They're looking completely fine. And
okay, we're looking for the option as Fate going to take a lot of damage, but he does get stunned up. This is the combo that we were talking about, and that is going to be comfortably secured.
Yes, so, if he has Seraphine, which is not in this game, so...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Solar Flare is going to connect. Pop goes the Gnar once again. It was Gnar domination in game 1. Now he's just being dominated as Croco going to get booped over his wall, and the inner turret now going to fall down. This is turning into a extraordinarily one-sided affair for However, what's the answer? What are you supposed to do here? No teleport on Summit, who's respawning in 7 seconds. Fate does find himself a flank angle, but it's 4v5, and the 5 has more money than you by a considerable margin. DRX definitely not wanting to throw at this point, as Croco doesn't exactly have the flash. As in goes Pyoshik, looks for this one more time. Pyoshik does get popped. It's Prince that grabs the kill. He's still at full health. The low health bars of DRX, they've been tanking the Baron and they didn't want to. The Zoe will be taken down. Becca will get executed as well. Is this the throw? Have DRX done it? I don't know whether it is. It's certainly not a good sign.
Shredding through them. Well, Live Sandbox, sure, they don't have 4 people there, but they have a 5th and 6th one in the form of the Baron. Bao and Kingan need to make it work here.
Yep, Summit makes it to Mega Gnar, does it just in time as Croco secures the Baron. Now, Bao still trying to look for something, but there's a crush to get this Gnar over the wall. Destiny only gives all of the information over to Live Sandbox. And now there's going to be a fight around this river effort, looking for the opportunity. Headbutt Pulp, they want to take down the Zoe. They do so very comfortably. Summit! He was smashed all game and finds a huge ulti into the backline. Bao, though, still finding the damage. Fate wants a little bit more here, as it's a triple kill for the Horse. Pyoshik has come alive. That's the Quadra. Could he be locking down the Penta? You betcha he is! Goodbye, Fate! And hello to a potential Game 3, as that is the Pyoshik pentakill. Next one, I mean, Mountain Soul with Pyoshik as massive as he is, as he looks towards the back line. Maybe he's a bit too far away. Decent pull, but goodbye, Prince. And Becca will try and jump on top of the rest of the Live Sandbox members, who are now scattering. That side lane play that we were talking about, absolutely what they're trying to do, because Twisted Fate absolutely nowhere in sight. And DRX, Live Sandbox, now Sands their Kai'Sa, looking to attempt to defend as in goes Becca, explodes the Olaf, as now Pyoshik wanting to get some more work done. Another pole only lands onto one, three-man solar flare is beautiful, as Everfrost is going to stop Fate in his tracks. Bao grabs the double kill, and this will be the end of the game. DRX will make sure that the final series of Spring 2021 goes the distance. And this might be the redemption that they were looking for. But feeling that Kingan's probably pretty up there and is going to top the charts. Bit of an honorable mention over to Fate, who was able to get a few wildcards in there, but 12,000 damage from the Hecarim. And yeah, the Live Sandbox Olaf situation, the Gnar situation this time was just obliterated by this Jace, as well as having his Horse stabled towards the top side. And this was DRX just finding a snowball. There was a hiccup, but then as you can see by the goal graph, it wasn't even enough to get Live Sandbox a lead before it was taken away by a Penta Horse.
We are heading to the distance after DRX stopped their 8-game-long losing streak. We had another Jace into Gnar matchup, but the biggest change happened on the mid lane. We were once again surprised by that Live Sandbox love for the blind pick Gnar, but they were not able to repeat the same success that they had in game number 1. In game 1, we had more of a classic AP matchup on the mid lane, but this time around we had a little bit of an adjustment. Zoe versus Twisted Fate. TF can add more damage on the side lane onto Jace, and DRX was supposed to be easily exposed by the power of the rotation of Live Sandbox, but that was not the case in this game. And in the end, DRX was able to take that Herald and win the top side of the map. And now we had the bad scenario of the blind pick Gnar game. I was once again flustered by this blind pick Gnar, but at the same time, if you were about to play Twisted Fate anyway, maybe you could have just locked in TF in third pick or the first rotation of the pick and ban, and then you can last pick your AD carry champion at least. DRX this time around was able to come back stronger and take the lead of the game from the beginning. So let's take a look at this first highlight where they were not able to play out the fight. They were able to get a pick onto that Gnar, and it was 5-on-4 team fight. However, Leona went in for Twisted Fate, a champion that has Zhonya's Hourglass, and then Pyoshik ulted onto Olaf, who has ultimate, and then Alistar was able to find 3-man knockup on the back line. So even though Live Sandbox was down in numbers, they were still able to win this fight because of the mis-execution of DRX. And Alistar finding all the damage carriers in the backline was also super significant. Well, DRX, they can easily win team fights if they can trade first and then engage, but because they got kind of overextended after getting the pick onto Nard, they were forcing a fight onto the opponents in a rush. So that was the point where Leaf Sandbox was able to slowly come online. However, right after that, Pusik was able to pick up a pentakill, the second jungler pentakill in the LCK history. First one was Canyon, as we all remember, on Nidalee. Hecarim, I think that ultimate was so huge. So Twisted Fate wanted to join this fight with his Destiny Gate. So he finds his location around that blue camp, but even though Soka died immediately, Hecarim was able to find that ultimate onto Prince and Fate. Both of the carries on the side of Leaf Sandbox, and Fate got too disconnected from his teammates, so he was not able to get any work done in this team fight. Kaisa also got drawn into the middle of the opponent, so she got caught out, and then because Fate was disjointed for a long period of time, he was, in the end, was able to pick up a number of kills, but still, Pusik was there to pick up the last kill of that team fight. And solo ace picked up by Pusik. It's really rare to see a pentakill from a jungle position. DRX has always been posting their feedback from Song, and they keep mentioning that they are working really hard to overcome the slump, and I'm pretty sure they are close to it, and Pusik will pick up this POG, 1000 POG, tying up with the leaders, Chovy and Showmaker. And Pusik was actually the weak link of DRX in the recent slump, and I think this could be a sign of him overcoming this kind of a hard time. Jace and Nard matchup is usually about Jace getting super ahead, but with that gank coming out from Pusik, well, actually, they could turn around the situation. And Pusik as well, he's always just running around the map, always winning the mind game up against the opponents, but these days, after a bit of a losing streak, Pusik, I think he kind of lost his color, but today Pusik was able to be who he is, and he was able to even pick up a very historic pentakill as a jungler. And Pusik is also tied up for the first place in the POG standings, together with Showmaker and Chovy. Three-way tie for the POG leader, and Pusik has the chance to be the regular split MVP if he gets the POG in Game 3, and a very well-deserved POG 9 out of 9 for Pusik in order to get on top of others. And let's head over to a very decisive one between Leaf Sandbox and DRX.